Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac,
And this is your boy Bryce.
and we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we are coming at you. It's the what do we call this, Bryce? The double, the
Sunshine
sunshine
Double.
double. Thank you. We're coming
Yeah.
around to the sunshine double. Lots of tennis that has happened in the month of February. So we are going to come at you and talk about all of the fun results that we have seen thus far. And just kind of give you an update on a few things coming up. So Bryce, how you doing today, brother?
Good. We're getting ready to get deep into this desert tennis, Sunshine Double, and then from Indian Wells and then on to Miami. There's been a lot of activity on tour, both on court and off court, and we'll talk about a few of those things. But I'm excited. This is when you start to get into the season now,
Exactly, brother. Exactly. And so, again, so much tennis that has happened after the Australian Open. So we'll highlight a few of the results. I mean, tons of 250s that have happened on both the men and the women's side. But we had some big tournaments as well. We had some 500s. The ladies had one or two 1,000 level tournaments. I think two. Yeah. So lots of great results to talk about. So Bryce, let's kick us off, brother.
Now, I can't remember. Did we already talk about Dallas the last time?
I don't know that we did.
So let's just hit everything in February.
There you go.
Right?
Let's do that.
And so we started off with the men in Dallas, which is a tournament I think we hope to be at next year.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Shout out to AJ, Craig, and to Rick, Papados Rick. And also, that is typically the week of my birthday. And so I'm typically in Hawaii. So we're going to need some love in Dallas if we're going to be there next year. But anyway, keeping it going, there was an actual tournament that happened there. And it was two Americans in the final. And our guy, Tommy Paul, took out our other guy, Marcos Giron. As we expected, a 250. Tommy Paul, probably the stronger player there. I don't think any real surprises on that one.
Right, but the one thing I will say, Bryce, is kudos to Marcos Giron for making it to the final. I mean, he's been putting in some work of late, and he's been really getting some good results. He had a great 2023, so kudos to him for making that final. But like you said, we would have expected Tommy Paul to get that W, and that's exactly what he did.
Right. And so then we move on to Marseille, where we had Humbert against Dimitrov in the finals. And Humbert took advantage of being in front of the home crowd and showed Dimitrov what time it was. And which he should always know what time it is at this point. And Humbert got him a title there.
He did. I mean, anytime you're in front of the French, crowd and you are French, you're going to have to step it up. And that's exactly what he did. And quietly talk about somebody else who's been on a good run. Ugo's been doing this thing, came back strong last year. He's having a good 2024. So really nice to see. But with Dimitrov, we're going to have to figure this out because, again, he pushes and then I feel like there's a step back that he takes. And I'm thinking, maybe he's going to push to the top 10 again and then another step back. And to me, this was a step back for him because he really should have capitalized on this opportunity.
I totally agree with you. He can be a frustrating person to be a fan of.
Yes.
Because he's got the talent. He's definitely got the talent.
Exactly.
So let's keep it going. Let's move on to Rotterdam, which was a 500 level tournament.
Yes.
And Yannick Sinner was like, can't stop, won't stop. He was like, deep in your, I know you kind of playing well right now, but it's my world right now.
It is my world right now, and you are a squirrel just trying to find you some nuts. Let me tell you, Sinner is definitely proving to be the real deal. And I am so impressed by this individual, by this young man, and looking forward to see what he's going to do with the Sunshine Double, because he, to me, is by far the hottest player right now on the men's tour.
He is. I totally agree. Bringing it back to the States, we had a 250 in Delray Beach where the number one American, Taylor Fritz, Freudian slip there. Taylor Fritz took out Tommy Paul, who made another final.
Right, right. So again, it was nice to see two Americans in there, but similar to what we said as far as Tommy Paul and Marcos Giron, you would expect that again. Fritz has been the number one male player for the United States. You expect him to take out Tommy Paul, and that's exactly what he did. But quietly, Bryce, what I was really surprised at, and this is something we're going to have to talk about further, is our boy Tiafoe, because again, Tiafoe got beat by Marcos Giron in that other tournament. And then Tommy Paul got up on him in this tournament. So if Tiafoe is really going to start pushing to be the number one American, you got to show us, bro. You got to show us.
I think we may have talked about it before, but I'm going to say it once again for those that may have missed it the last time. I think, and this is just Bryce's opinion, I'm not putting it on anybody else, but I think that loss to Ben Shelton in the U.S. Open rocked Tiafoe. I think it rocked him to his core. I think he probably could have lost to any other American, but that loss to Ben Shelton did something to him. Yeah. Made his head spin, made him fire his coach, everything, you know. But so something's going to have to happen to turn this around, because right now, I think the other Americans are aware that, you know, his head is a little bit on a swivel, and they are clearly taking advantage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on, Tiafoe. You know we support you. We behind you, bro. Let's get back on.
Right. I'll jump to a 500 in Rio de Janeiro, where Baez got him a title.
Right.
I had forgotten where he was at, you know. I like him because he reminds me a little bit of Sebastian Grosjean.
Yeah,
you know,
he does.
A similar stature, similar, you know, style of play. Not sure that it's big enough to really compete with the big boys.
Right.
But he snagging a 500 is pretty good.
Absolutely. No, he did a great job on that one. And, you know, I never doubt him on a clay court surface, because he actually knows how to play very well on clay. And so yeah, I was really happy to see that young man make it through. It was good to see.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your boy in Doha, Hachinov, coming through and taking out Mensik, who was taking out everybody.
Exactly. Mensik was like, listen, y'all gonna know my name by the end of this tournament. You're gonna know my name. Yes, you will. And so kudos to him for having a fantastic week of tennis. But yeah, when you get up in the final, Kerry Hachinov was like, nah, bro, you got all of that, but I'm about to take this title. And that's exactly what he did.
It is. And then for me, which was the surprise of everything, was Jordan Thompson coming through and winning the singles and the doubles.
Right?
Los Cabos. And I mean, and over like Casper Ruud, you know, on clay.
Bruh, Jordan Thompson had him a week. Let us just be very clear about it. He had him a week of tennis. I mean, that was his first title, I believe, as well, Bryce. So for him to beat Zverev, getting to make it to the final, I mean, he put in work. He had a extremely incredible week of tennis, bro. It was amazing to see, you know, Australian guy. He seems to be pretty cool, down to earth. I was very happy for Jordan Thompson, I have to say.
He was sounding like the people from the church. He was like, we went down there and we had a time. We had a time.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. So, you know, those were I would consider the significant results that we saw on the men's side.
Right.
We'll take a quick pause here, and Isaac, you can run us through the ladies.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Bryce, we are back and we will hit the ladies. So I apologize. I got to make sure my throat's good. But going back, I guess, to the week of the 12th, which was Qatar, which was the 1000. We had the number one player in the world who ain't scared. Iga Swiatek was like, it's time for me to reestablish and get my name right, because Rybakina and Ostapenko have been having a year, and I need to let folks know that I ain't going nowhere, and that number one belongs to me. Thoughts, Bryce?
I mean, she showed up and she showed out, and I was glad that in the final she had to take out Rybakina.
Yes,
yes. I that was a quality win, and like you said, Ostapenko can come get some too on the way there. I mean, look, I think although we have these players in the mix, right? We have Coco in the mix, we have Sabalenka in the mix, we have Rybakina in the mix, and you got some of these other ladies who are showing up every now and then. I don't think anyone is confused that Iga is still the one to beat.
She is.
Iga is the one. Iga is still number one. She snagged it from Sabalenka at the end of last year. She still got a hold of it. Iga's the one to beat.
That's the truth. I mean, had Karolina Pliskova so scared, gave her a walkover. Anyway. But yeah, kudos to Swiatek for getting that dub there. And right. And then the following week, Bryce, we had the Dubai, which was, again, another 1,000 level tournament. And surprisingly enough, talking about our girl Swiatek, a very informed Kalinskaya came up and shocked the world number one and actually took her out to make it to the finals, bro. What was your thought on that?
Remember the story I told you when I was on the plane? I think it was the Australian Open, and they showed the match of Kalinskaya as she was putting it on Sloane Stephens. And I just remember saying, like, for those people that don't enjoy watching women's tennis, that would not have been the match to watch. It just was not good in any way, shape, or form. But Kalinskaya is a very talented player.
Yes, she is.
And she showed out this week. But we had a little fire pocket rocket that was ready to go. She's like, y'all talking about all these other people of color doing things. Don't forget it. Put some respect on my name.
Don't forget about me, y'all.
What? Ain't no Texas, ain't no Hold'em. Come on. She was like, we branching off in the areas we ain't been in before. So right. Shout out to Jasmine Paolini for, what? I'd have been happy with her with a 250.
Honestly, bro, seriously. A 250,
you know what I'm saying?
250 would have been like, you go, girl, get it.
Right. 500, we would have been popping bottles, right?
Thank you.
1,000?
1,000, bro.
She is now ranked in the top 15. She is number 14 in the world. And and maybe I hadn't watched her play in a minute, but she got pop on them ground strokes.
She does. She absolutely does, bro.
I don't want to get overly hyped. I mean, she's not about to go out here and be stealing on Rybakina and all them, week after week. But I'm excited to see how she's going to fit in this top 15. Is she going to continue to go up a little more? Is she going to start becoming a disruptor? She's now going to be seated at a level where, she's going to have a little more respect. I don't know if people are going to be trying to be like, oh, I want to get in her section of the draw, But I am so proud of her because, obviously we love the people of color and try to support them as well. But just from the fact that she is from just such a diminutive stature, this is the world of big babe tennis and big guy tennis. Exactly. And remember when we saw her at the Taste of Tennis last year? We didn't get a chance to speak to her, but I mean, she ain't no taller than, my desk right here. But she brings a lot of attitude, effort, consistency, and surprisingly power on them ground strokes.
Absolutely.
What were your thoughts about her performance?
No, it's the same thing, Bryce. I've always been so very impressed with Jasmine. I mean, to me, she's got a lot of just it's just her mindset. I love that the most is the fact that regardless of my size, regardless of whatever, when I get on the court, I'm fighting for it. And if you're going to get it, you're going to have to take it because I'm not going to give it to you. And like you said, she comes with consistency. She comes with that major focus and wanting to win, that desire to win. And I'm just so impressed by that young lady because Bryce, she had gotten drove by Kalinskaya the last time they played. And
Mm-hmm.
quietly, she was getting drove again because I watched the match. And that
Right.
first set, I was like, ooh, Kalinskaya looked like she ready to get this
Right.
tournament. And then
Mm-hmm.
Paolini just very, like I said, she like, you're going to have to take it from me. And she
Right.
fought, she battled, and she
Mm-hmm.
came back. And when she took that second set, I was like, okay, all right, it's
Right.
looking good
Right.
now.
Right. Right.
So long story short, love me some Jasmine Paolini. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be keeping both of our eyes on her for the rest of the season for sure.
Exactly. And so, Bryce, I think those were really the two major major events on the ladies' side. They had the 1000s,
Mm-hmm.
and for the most part, they've got the tournaments this week leading into the Sunshine Double.
Right. So that's what was happening on the court. Off the court, there's been all kind of changes happening, and I don't know. I mean, I know we were just talking a minute ago about Tiafoe, letting Wayne Ferreira go. But on the women's side, we had some very long-term relationships that got snapped. I mean, Sakari let Tom Hill go. And Isaac, I know you had been vocal about that should have happened maybe a while ago.
Absolutely, because Sakari is way too talented for her to have the results that she's had. Too inconsistent, and I feel like he was trying to play too many roles. He was coach, he was psychologist, just everything, anything and everything. And to me, there was a level of codependency that, in my eyes, was not healthy. And so, for me, I am hoping that this move will allow her to really reach her potential. Because remember,
Right.
Sakari was beating up on Serena because she got her in that one match. Sakari has skills, and it does not make sense for her to be getting drove by people in the below the top 50 or what have you, which was happening consistently. So I'm actually happy for her in that regard. What are your thoughts, bro?
I agree. Obviously something wasn't working, and I think even when we were watching them on the Netflix Breakpoint series, that's when it became very clear, like all the different roles that he was playing in her life. And like you said, not exactly sure that was the best situation for her. But look, Tom Hill, let's put a little respect on his name too. When he joined the camp with her, he took her to where she is now, when becoming a top 10 player. But sometimes, as we saw in this next move, you may be able to get somebody to the mountain, but you can't get them to the mountaintop.
That's true.
And I think, which was a shock to a lot of people, Jesse Pegula gave the pink slip to our guy David Witt, and I know I personally didn't see that one coming.
Bruh, I did not see that coming at all, because again, David Witt, we both consider him to be the elite of elite coaches. I mean, he was on the team Venus Williams for the longest time, and they won Grand Slams together. So the thought was he was going to be able to get Jessica there, but unfortunately, again, she was having those quarterfinal woes where she couldn't get past or couldn't get to those finals and Grand Slam finals and make anything happen. So I hope this works out for her, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. Where do you go from a David Witt?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Number one, I like David Witt's perspective. He's like, look, I've spent the last 15 years with two players, which says volumes, right?
Yes.
But sometimes what you're going for, what you're looking to achieve, it ain't the fault of the coach. And when I look at Jesse's game, I mean, she can have Billie Jean King, David Witt, Patrick Murata, she can have them all on the bench. And I don't know that that's going to give her any victories against those Sabalenkas, Rybakinas, Swiateks, Coco Gauff, even now, on a regular basis. I don't think and no disrespect to Pegula, because I really like her, very sweet lady. But I think she falls in that category when we start talking about players that may have overachieved.
I 100% agree with that. And again, no shade. We're not trying to throw shade whatsoever. But again, when you look at certain players, you're just like, this is where we kind of see their ceiling. And honestly, I feel like Jessica Pegula has surpassed the ceiling that I would have given her. So you know, I will say that, and I'll leave that one alone.
Right. And then reunited. You know, we got we got the third installment of Runa and Muratoglu.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if this is like, you know, that X that won't go away or what's going on, but they are, what Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway say, back together again.
Back together again.
You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I just can't quit you, apparently. So I mean, you could put anything up in there, bro. I mean, honestly, you know how much we love Patrick Mouratoglou.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
again,
yeah.
he's our dude. We see him at tournaments, just a great guy. I don't know what is going on with the carousel that is Holger Rune, but we've seen a lot of people come and go. Again, we made mention of the fact that Roger Federer's former coach was up in there for a quick second and then was like, I'm out. This is too much travel, which that didn't kite.
You knew the travel before you went into it.
Exactly. So you just are wondering what is really going on in that team, and will there be some level of stability? Because again, Holger, we know he's a talented individual. We know that he has a lot of desire to be a top player, to win Grand Slams. But I don't know that this carousel with Patrick Mouratoglou is the best cycle in getting there. And I'll leave that right there.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
We'll be watching.
We can say that much. So
absolutely,
I think that kind of brings everybody up to speed as to where we're at today. And then I know we have a couple of tournaments going on this week, right?
Yes. So we've got, I think, oh gosh, how many? We've got 5. So there are 3 on the men's side, 2 on the ladies. Ladies will be in Austin as well as San Diego, and the men are in Chile, Dubai, and Acapulco, which Acapulco and Dubai are 500. So I think Zverev is leading up one of them, and Medvedev and Rublev are leading the other one as far as 1 and 2 seeds go.
Gotcha. So some good tennis there this week. What we wanted to do is we wanted to close this episode out by giving you all a heads up of we're getting ready to go into the Sunshine Double, and the first part of that is our Tennis in the Desert, Tennis in Paradise, and we know that this is the lead up to Indian Wells. Before we even get to Indian Wells, there are a couple of really neat pre-tournament events that are out there, and we're going to be at both of them, and we'd love to have you join us out there. The first being on Monday evening. You know how we do. Taste of Tennis, the best tennis party there is out there. Great chefs, great players, great environment, just a ball for 3 hours. It's going to be there at the Indian Wells Hyatt Regency Resort and Spa. It's going to be on Monday, March the 4th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Go to tasteoftennis.com for tickets. I know before we got into the whole Brothers on Tennis thing, we used to see it. I don't know if they didn't sell tickets back then or we just didn't know they sold tickets or whatever. If you are going to be in the area and are so inclined, it is money well spent. So please, once again, tasteoftennis.com. Go out, catch a ticket, meet us there, holler at us, holler at the other professional players that are there, talk to the chef, get your grub on, get your dance on. It's a fun night. Isaac, your thoughts about the Taste?
Oh man, the Taste of Tennis is just the event that you don't want to miss. I mean, they have that event in a lot of different locations: Indian Wells, Miami, DC, U.S. Open, of course. Yes, New York, and just a great event, great group that puts it on. We are so happy to be afforded the opportunity to cover that event, to attend that event. It is definitely something that if you have not attended a Taste of Tennis event, you need to. And let me tell you, like Bryce said, it is worth the coins. It's worth the coins. Go on ahead, sprinkle a couple little dollars on it, and trust me, you will enjoy and have a great experience.
Absolutely. And the second event, which we attended for the very first time last year, is the Desert Smash.
Yes.
And it is on Tuesday, March the 5th. You can buy tickets at desertsmash.com, and it's a charity event. So you have a combination of pros and celebrities there. This year is hosted by Charlize Theron. So that's cool with players like Tiafo and Kyrgios and Wawrinka and Vekic. I'm assuming not together. Rude and Azarenka. It's going to be food, drink, tennis. Once again, go to desertsmash.com for tickets. But in addition to that, this year, for the very first time on that Monday, at the same place, which is going to be the La Quinta Resort and Club, they are having their inaugural pickleball, inaugural celebrity pickleball challenge for the first time. And I know JJ Wolf is going to be there and Sam Querrey. So we're going to go and we're going to check that out too. And if you want tickets for that, it's at desertsmashpickleball.com. So 2 great events that will lead you right into Indian Wells, which starts on Wednesday. Now, I know last year, there had been some talk about Bruthas on Tennis and the BNP Paribas Open in terms of our ability to get media credentials and to cover the event for you like we do so many other events. And so I am really, really happy to say that we got an opportunity to work with the tournament, and we have been afforded media credentials for this year. So we will be able to do what Bruthas on Tennis does at tournaments at Indian Wells this year. Before I ask for Isaac to chime in here, I just want to make sure that we acknowledge the voices that so many of you put out there last year about having us there to cover for you, to have this type of voice at one of the world's biggest tournaments. It was clearly heard. And so we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your support and helping to bring about some change. Isaac, your thoughts?
Very well stated, Bryce. I mean, come on, family. Come on, BOT family. Hey, y'all did exactly what we had hoped for, which is, again, bringing visibility and attention. And that's exactly what happened. We had a great conversation with, the folks behind the scenes at the tournament. We will be, again, as Bryce said, afforded credentials this year. And we're going to do what we do. We're going to cover the event. We're going to do it for the BOT family. We want to see you guys out there. So, again, I know there was some hesitation last year, but that's okay. That's okay. Come on out. We will be there. If you see us, you know how we do. Come talk to us. We're going to do the photos. We're going to do everything that we typically do to cover a tournament. And we, again, are really appreciative to Indian Wells for the fact that, again, we are going to be able to be on the grounds to do the things that we do, not only for the BOT family, but, again, for Indian Wells, because it goes both ways. We're doing this for everybody involved. So it's not like they're giving us anything. We are giving them our community, and we are going to cover the event the way that only BOT knows how to cover it. There you go.
Can't say it no better than that, right? So we're very excited between Taste of Tennis, Desert Smash Pickleball, the BNP Paribas Open, and we will talk the draws when they come out, and of course we'll give you our predictions there. But I mean, everybody's supposed to be there. Rafa's already there, so let's get it, y'all.
Let's get it. Don't even play around, because we're not playing around, y'all. Come on.
No, let's get it. We got Osaka back trying to beat folks. What? Yeah, let's do this. I mean, now I'm gonna have to raise my funny eye if I look in one section of the draw. We got Osaka, Coco, Jasmine, Paolini. Y'all better spread that around that draw a little bit. I bet not see all of them up there in the same draw.
Right, be like, okay,
same section
now.
Of the draw.
Be like, okay, now.
Right. No, let's get that right. So before we get out of here, because we got to jump to IG Live, Isaac, any closing thoughts from you?
No, Bryce. I think we're coming into a fun time, on the tour. Right before we get to the clay court seasons is typically what the Sunshine Double represents. Big tournaments, a lot of big results. Just really happy to cover the tournaments. And again, appreciation to the Brothers on Tennis family for all that you do in supporting us and keeping us moving forward. So just thank you guys. And we will continue to do what we do. And Bryce, what about you?
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm gonna start packing my bags again. On the road again. I may need to buy some stock in that Willie Nelson song. But no, I'm excited, and I'm excited that they're going to be great draws, and that we'll be involved. And like you said, we're going to do what we do. So, with that, everyone have a wonderful week. We will be back at you before you know it. And if you don't get a chance to check out our IG live tonight, know that always the IG lives are recorded and are available on our IG page. So with that, on behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everyone, be well.